Hello and welcome back to School Shop. My name is Cameron, and today I'm going to be putting a computer together. So first off, I'd like to say that this is not going to be in any way a comprehensive how to build a computer guide. Instead, it's just, if you're anything like me, you like watching computers get put together. So that's all this is. So let's talk about everything you see here and what's going to go into this computer. So I'm lucky enough to be able to teach how to build computers in my classroom here at school, and this is one of the computers that we're going to use for our gaming club when it's all said and done. Some of these parts you may or may not disagree with and of whether or not they should be in this build, but they are. So let's take a look at what we have. So first off, we have our motherboard. This is the MSI B360 Gaming Plus motherboard. So I will say this is not in what I meant to initially order. I forget which board I did order, but there was a miscommunication of it being out of stock, and this is the only one that was like the same price, and I had a strict purchase order that I had to deal with. So this is what we went with instead. Overall, it's still a nice board, but there's a few things that stand out about it. So first off, the color scheme is very red, very strictly red, as you see on the back as well, and which is, you know, great if that's what you're going for. However, that really clashes with RGB lights that go inside and really works if you're going to go with a strictly red and black theme. But oh well, that's what we're going with. Oh, so the other thing that stands out about this I wasn't a big fan of is that the highest memory speed that it supports is only 2,666 megahertz, which, how does a board made in 2019 go that low? That's just surprising. Most standard RAM is 3,000 or higher now. So if you have a higher RAM capacity, it's no big deal. You can still use it in this board. It's just only gonna run it at 2666. So, oh well. So moving on, what else we got? Over here on the left, we have the Corsair 550M. It's a semi-modular power supply. It's gonna be great. Highly recommend you get power supplies that have black cables because they make things a lot cleaner and nicer when you put it all together. However, I've got some white cable extensions, so it's not going to matter in this point, but whatever. Go with black cables. Cooling our CPU, we have the Corsair H60 AIO. Very nice cooler, unnecessary for this build, but part of why we build computers is because we can and they look cool. So this is going to make it look cool and be pretty effective at the same time. It's going to do the job. Because I don't know about you, but Intel's stock coolers look like crap, and I love this one. So moving on, let's talk about that Intel the Intel CPU. So down here, there it is. So the CPU we're using is a Core i5 8400. Now, this is old now. This is, when did that come out? 2018. The 84, meaning it's the 8th generation. Oh well, it still holds up. It's gonna do great. The only problem is, as new generations come out, you can't get the older ones for the same price. Generally, the prices go up as they're not made. But why would you go with an older one when you can buy a newer one, you might be asking. Good question. Moving on, powering this gaming computer, we've got the GeForce. Oh my goodness. So powering the video, our games that we're going to be playing, we've got the GeForce GTX 1660 Ti. This is a really great card for the price, and spec-wise, it's coming in about, you know, a little better than a GTX 1070, which isn't made anymore now with the RTX 20 series out. But this is a great mid-ground card that's going to do a lot for you and not break the bank, which is awesome. Other things, as you see there on the end, we've got some RGB strips that are going to go in it. Pretty simple. Nice thing about this gaming board is it does have an RGB header on it, so we don't need to worry about that. And of course, RGB, we got our RAM, the Trident Z RGB. This is 3200 megahertz, but again, that's not going to be fully utilized in this motherboard, but oh well, it looks pretty. Storage-wise, we've got just a 120 gigabyte SSD by Kingston that's going in it. This is really just to put the operating system on it and some of the more crucial programs that we're going to be using. All of the file storage is going to be going on this, what is this? It's a 2 terabyte Seagate HDD. I'm assuming 7,500 RPMs. But moving on, I think that does it for all the parts we see here. So the very last, we've got the NZXT H500 that this is going in. Now the H500 is not made anymore. They've moved on to the H510 and the others of that series. I just love the NZXT series. It's very minimalist, which I like. Just the clean black front. It's got a very nice glass panel on the side. Yeah, I don't know. Good cable storage. I like this case. I don't know what else to say. For the most part, I feel like I'm rambling on this, but let's get to the part that you came for, and that is a sweet build montage and see how this looks when it's all done. Let's do it. Hello, it's me again. About 6 months in the future now because I forgot to record an end to that video when I first did it. But anyway, the computer, it turned out great, does exactly what we need it to do. It runs Overwatch at full specs. Sorry, I don't have any gameplay of that for you. But if you're not running Overwatch on your computer, what's the point of building a computer? Because that's really all you need. But anyway, so it turned out really well. But the only thing it would change in the future, if this is something you're considering using similar parts, is that, you know, I built this computer last year in 2019 with an i5 processor, which is great at the time and might have been the better price as well. But at this point in time, Ryzen, AMD is seriously competing and are probably the more viable choice to build your own gaming computer. So when you go out and look at prices, instead of looking at Intel i5, you should be looking at Ryzen 5, and you're gonna get better performance per your dollar. So check that out. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.